Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Heather. I am the busy hooker and today we're going to be doing February's square for our year in a blanket. Last week we did January square because I had not started uploading until February, and I decided I wanted to do this in the middle of February, so I figured we should make up for lost time. Side note, I did my nails today hoping to match the theme of the square, and to my eyes, my nails look sort of pink, more peachy, but on camera they look totally orange. And so we're just gonna have to move right past that. So you can see up in the right hand corner our graph for this square. It will be corner to corner. Don't let that deter you. I will go step by step through this, starting the corner to corner square. It's not going to take super long. This will be a longer video because I'll be taking you through it step by step and we'll be working kind of slowly. You will need to know how to carry your yarn, either that or you will need 2 skeins of the white at a minimum. So we are going to be using the Red Heart with Love again, and we'll be using it in white and this pink, dusty pink, like dusty rose color, and that is called Cameo. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's kind of blurry, but they're both Red Heart with Love, and I did go ahead and do the math for you guys for this, so it'll be the same size as our previous square, hopefully, if you're using the same yarn, the same size hook. I'm using a size I9, I believe, and it is a size I just can't remember the corresponding number. I think it's a 9. So just use the same yarn and the same hook that you did for the last square, and you should be set. You don't have to use exactly what I'm using. You don't have to use the same colors. Somebody might want to, use black for the heart, or I don't know, blue or something. I don't know. Use whatever you want. Definitely give me a shout out on Instagram with pictures of your finished product. I would love to see what you guys have done, and follow me. All that information will be linked below. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so you'll want to do the classic slip knot to begin with, and then we'll want to chain 6, and this is with your background color. So this is with I'm going to be using white. This is with the color that you want surrounding your heart, and then we will chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And if I'm going too fast for you, this is not a live video, but you can always rewind and rewatch and pause and come back later, and that is the beauty of pre-recorded videos on YouTube. Okay, so we've got our chain 6, so you'll want to yarn over and do a double crochet in the 4th chain from the hook. Okay, and then you'll want to do double crochet in the next 2 chains. You'll want to turn your work, and then you'll want to chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then you'll want to do double crochet in the 4th chain from the hook, and then double crochet in the next 2 chains. Okay, and then we don't want to go into any stitches here. We want to go into the space, this chain 3 space. Okay, so I know you guys can't see very well, and I'm sorry, but we have our original 3 double crochet, and then we have this space right here. So we want to go into that and do a slip stitch. Okay, and then we want to do chain 3, and we want to do 3 more double crochets in that same space. Okay. All right, and congratulations, we have our first 2 rows of our February square. And I'm gonna mark them off as we go. So that darkened area is going to be work completed. So we wanna turn our work again, and we wanna chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we wanna do a double crochet in the 4th chain from the hook. And there's going to be a lot of repetitive stitches here. And then double crochet in the next chain and another double crochet in the chain after that. And then just like with the previous row, we want to do a slip stitch into this chain 3 space. So I'm going to try to hold it closer to the camera. I know it's blurry. And my camera is not in a spot where I can easily get it to focus at the moment. So after you do a slip stitch into that chain 3 space, you want to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then you want to do 3 double crochet in that same chain 3 space. Okay, and then same thing again in this chain 3 space. In the next set, we want to do a slip stitch and then chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then do 3 more double crochet in that same space. And now our 3rd row is done. Okay, hopefully you guys can see that a little bit clearer. Unfortunately, because it is zoomed in, you're going to be able to see my nasty hands. I did not lotion up before this video, and I did just paint my nails like I said, so I didn't have time to clean up my cuticles, so I apologize. I'm not great at painting my nails to begin with. So, yeah, I'm sorry. Anyway. So after this 3rd row, we turn our work, and you guessed it, we chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we double crochet in the 4th chain from the hook. I have to be really careful about where my hands are now because it's really easy to go off camera. And then we want to do a slip stitch into this chain 3 space. Hopefully you guys can see that a little bit better this time. And like I said, I am so sorry about the terrible nail polish job. I mean, I have nail polish, I just don't paint my nails often, and I figured since, you know, you guys are going to be seeing close-up of my hands, it's better that you see a, nail polish, albeit a bad job at painting the polish on, than my bare fingernail. I don't know, it kind of grosses me out. Some people have really nice nails. I do not. Even when I cut them and I buff them, they still don't look great. So anyway, so we did a slip stitch into this chain 3 space. We chained 3 and then we did 3 double crochet in the same space. Okay, and then we go into this chain 3 space and we're gonna do a slip stitch in there. And we're gonna do another chain 3. And then we're gonna do another 3 double crochet in this same space. 1, 2, 3. And then I'm gonna do another slip stitch in this chain 3 space. 1, 2, 3. And we're going to do 3 double crochet. We're going to chain 3 and then 3 double crochets in the same space. Very repetitive. So the reason I love corner to corner crochet is because it works up fast and it makes me feel like I'm making progress. I actually did a twin size American flag blanket for my in-laws for Christmas in the corner to corner technique, and it worked up way faster than it would have if I had done just horizontal single crochet lines. And I mean, if I'd done it that way, I never would have gotten any, it never would have been finished. I've tried blankets that way and I have never finished them. All right, so row 5, we're still using, so we'll be using white for the next 3 rows. So we want to chain 6 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and we want to do a double crochet in the 4th chain from the hook and a double crochet in the next 2 stitches. And then we're going to do a slip stitch again into this chain 3 space. Then we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to do 3 double crochet in the next space. And repeat. So if you understand the pattern thus far, I'm going to do the rest of the row in fast forward. Ready, set, go. Okay, row 5 is done. So we turn our work and chain 6. Double crochet in the 4th chain from hook and double crochet in the next 2 stitches, chains. And then the same thing that we've been doing, slip stitch in the next chain 3 space, chain 3, and 3 double crochet in the same space. I don't know, what have you guys been up to lately? I have been obsessed with the YouTube channel Royalty Soaps. It's this gal who, well, her whole family is involved, but she got started at a very young age making cold processed soaps. And they're beautiful. I mean, they're flashy for my taste. I wouldn't probably buy a lot of what she makes, but it's so fascinating to watch her pour the mixtures into each other, mix up the colors. It's really interesting to see her thought processes behind her designs. A lot of times she'll do a segment where a fan designs her soap and she tries her best to create that, and then the fan gets, a free bar of soap out of it. She frosts her soap, meaning that instead of having a flat top, it has frosting, which, it's soap, but it's piped like frosting on a cake would be. And it's so fascinating and I love it. And it's it's got me wanting to do a lot more domestic, like homestead type activities. I crochet, which is pretty homestead like. I don't make the yarn or have the animals that I can shear to spin the wool and make the yarn or anything, but I bet there's videos out there for that too. I kind of want to look, but I've been looking into gardening because I want to eventually have a pretty decent sized garden where I can grow my own vegetables, maybe some fruit. I don't know. There was 1 year where I grew strawberries and it was successful. I actually had strawberries on the plant the first year I grew it, and I grew them from seeds. So that was pretty nice. I had a lot more sun in that house than I do in my current one, but row 6 is done. But yeah, you should check out Royalty Soaps she has a sparkling personality. Sometimes her brother will make some soap instead of her. It just depends. But her most recent video was avocado toast soap, the millennial soap. And it's really cute. She makes it look like there's an egg on top and everything, but her whole family is involved, from video production to editing to making the embeds for her soap. I've got a hankering to make some soap. And I want to, I don't want just the melt and pour stuff you get from like Michael's. I want to legitimately make a small batch of cold processed soap. I want to mix up the lye. I want to mix up the oils. I don't necessarily need the dye or anything super fancy. A little fragrance would be nice, but I don't want to get too fancy with it. She made some natural soap one time that was only colored from her natural ingredients. I think she used like sage or spinach or something. Maybe it was sage and like lavender. I don't remember, but the only source of her color and fragrance in that soap was the ingredient itself. There were no essential oils. I don't think. Maybe she had a little bit of essential oils, but there was nothing super fancy or chemical about it. But I don't want to, like I said, I would rather make something more natural and more ideal, usable, something that you can grip and not drop in the shower, but nothing too fancy or flat, bright and colorful like she has. She has some seriously, it's so fun to watch. She has some seriously colorful soaps, but anyway, if you have any experience making soaps, let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to hear your experience. My next step, I'm kind of interested in the hot process soaps and like the soaps that have like milk and shea butter and all kinds of stuff. There's like goat's milk soap and like shea butter soap and cocoa butter soap and stuff like that. So I don't know. There's all kinds of stuff out there, but the cold process soap has got me fascinated. I'm just fascinated. But yeah, I don't know what has gotten into me, but I want chickens. I want a large garden. I want a loom. I want to make the soap. I want to can stuff. I want to make my own cheese. Like, I don't know what has gotten into me. Maybe it's the fact that I'm, in my early 30s and I don't have a family yet. So I have my husband, but that's about it. But yeah, it's just it's a weird feeling because I've never really thought about that stuff before. But lately, it's been weird. Okay, so we finished weird tangent. We finished row 7, so now we are going to start working with our second color here. How I figured to do it, and it might take me a few tries. You guys should see my first square. It didn't turn out super well. It's not too bad. It's just off center. So we want to start like we've started all the other rows, and we want to start by chaining 6 and putting a double crochet in the 4th chain from the hook. 1, 2, 3. And then a double crochet in the next stitch. And a double crochet in the, got tangled up there, in the next stitch. Okay, and then because we will be changing colors, we don't want to pull this all the way through yet. We want to actually pull our next color through. So we're going to leave these 2 loops on the hook, and we're going to grab our second color. And I don't know how you guys change colors. I can show you how I change colors. I just make another slip knot and I bring it through like that. And then we will slip stitch into this chain 3 space with the new color. And we do want to bring, we want to carry our white. So alternatively, you can drop the white and then have a second skein of white for the other side of your project over here. So we've got our new color here. We want to carry our white. So all I do is I hold, oh, you guys can't see very well. I hold the white behind where I'm working, and I just make sure that, well, I guess we have to chain 3 here. Okay, so chain 3, 2, 3. And then I hold my white up behind where I'm working. And I just, you know, I just carry it along. I don't know how else to describe it. So when I go to do another double crochet in this chain 3 spot, here's my white yarn. I just make sure I go under my chain 3. When I'm going in my chain 3 space, I make sure I'm going underneath the white yarn as well. And then I just pull up my other color like normal, and I leave the white where it's sitting. I hope that makes sense. If not, leave me a comment below and I will make sure to try to clear that up for you. But you want to do that for every single stitch all the way down until we're ready to use the white again. If you drop it, then it's gonna cause problems. Okay, so let's do 2 more double crochet in this space. And still carrying the white, of course, we want to slip stitch into the next chain 3 space, ensuring that we are still moving our hook and our yarn, our second color, our pink, underneath the white. Then we want to chain 3. Gonna get messy here. Luckily, we're only working with 2 colors, thank God. I'm doing another blanket themed after Sims 4, and I am having issues keeping the yarn organized. It's not going well. Okay, and then 3 double crochet, keeping our white carried here. And then again in the next chain 3 space. So I'd love to hear your guys' favorite YouTube crafters below, whether it's crochet, any kind of yarn arts. I think I said this in the last video, but I want to branch out. Like, just give me anybody. Like I told you guys earlier, I have been watching soap making. I've been watching gardening. Like if there's some resin, you know, artists out there that you watch, or acrylic painters, or I don't know, woodworkers. Like that's really big too. Those sped up woodworking videos I see those all the time on Facebook, and I stop scrolling. Like I love those. Pottery, I have always wanted to try. We did it in elementary school, and of course that's, you know, 3rd grade isn't professional pottery, but I would love to try that as an adult. I don't know, just give me some suggestions of channels to follow for any kind of crafting. I would love to see what you guys are watching. And let's keep going. Sorry guys, I was out of the view of the camera right there. Okay, so we're gonna finish this one and we're gonna start the next in the next spot. Okay, so this one we want pink in this spot, but then the last one is gonna be white again. So we're going to chain 3 like normal. We're gonna do we're gonna do 3 double crochet, but we're gonna do 2 double crochet like normal. And then we're gonna start our 3rd double crochet. We're gonna yarn over and bring through the first time, and then we're gonna drop our pink and pick up our white and finish pulling through with our white. Okay. What I have found is that with this project, it's easier to carry the pink. So we're gonna do the same thing that we did to the white, but with the pink. So we're gonna make sure our hook, when it goes through this chain 3 space, we're gonna make sure it goes under the pink colored yarn. We're not gonna pull the pink through. We're just gonna pull the white through, and we're gonna do our last block here. So we're gonna chain 3, and I'm actually gonna drop the pink because we don't want to bring it all the way to the end here. I just wanted to secure it at that spot. So let's finish this one. So we're gonna drop the pink. So we're no longer going under the pink yarn. We're just going into this chain 3 space. And then we are going to do 3 double crochets, just like normal. Okay, so we have successfully changed colors and finished our 8th row. We're doing good, guys. So with row 9, see how down on the left hand side there's 2, I don't know if you guys can see my mouse, but there's 2 white blocks, and then at the top there is 1 white block. So in my head, we're starting from the bottom. So we want to chain 6 like normal, and we're gonna do two blocks there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm fairly new to corner crochet, so I don't know all the specific terminology, so I'm just calling each of those things blocks, a block of color. If that is incorrect and you know better, please let me know in the comments down below. Ooh, and don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell if you'd like to come back and join me. It really helps me out if you do any of those things. If you do all of them, then you are a superstar. Okay, so we've got our first white block, and now we're going to make our second. 1, 2, 3. We're gonna do 2 normal double crochet, and then we're gonna start our 3rd double crochet, but we're not gonna finish it because we want to bring in our pink. Okay, just like that. And then again, we're gonna wanna carry our white all the way over to the other end. So we want to go into this chain 3 space and underneath the white yarn, and we're going to do a slip stitch, and we don't want to pull through our white yarn, we just want to pull through our pink yarn and complete the slip stitch. And then we will do several pink blocks here, and we want to carry our white yarn all the way over. So 1, 2, 3, and just like normal, chain 3, 3 double crochet in the same chain 3 space. And if occasionally you want to tug that white to make sure we're getting all of the yarn pulled through so it doesn't bunch up, that's totally fine. We're not going to be wearing this, so it doesn't need to be super elastic. It's going to be part of a blanket. So all right, let's speed up this row until we get to the end, and then I'll walk you through changing the colors back. Okay, so as always, we want to slip stitch into our next chain 3, carrying our white. We want to chain 3 and then do 3 double crochet. Well, we want to do 2 normal double crochet, and then we want to start our 3rd double crochet. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, leave the 2 loops on your hook, and then drop your pink, pick up your white, and pull your white through those final 2 loops. And then, of course, we want to go into the next chain 3 space and go under our pink yarn there. Pull our white yarn under both of those and pull through, and then chain 3, and then we want to drop our pink, so we don't want to keep going underneath that, and then we want to do 3 double crochets in this chain 3 space. All right, so we have finished row 9. And so we are going to flip our work, and this time we're only going to do 1 block of white. So we want to chain 6 and do double crochet in the 4th chain from hook, and double crochet in the next 2 chains. And we want to start the 3rd double crochet, and again leave those 2 loops on the hook. And we want to, see, we should have carried our yarn. I wasn't really thinking about it. We should have carried our yarn through the entire last block. So I'm actually going to frog the last 2 blocks that we worked. You can if you want. If you don't, it's not that big of a deal. You're just gonna see that little bit of pink that you pull up into the next row, and that's all. So we do want to carry our pink all the way through this time. Start your double crochet in the next chain. Leave your 2 loops on the hook, pick up your pink, and pull it through those 2. Yeah, it's still gonna show a little bit, so that's fine. It's just annoying, and you can try to tighten it up a little bit to hide it. But we are going to go ahead and slip stitch in the next, we want to carry our white yarn. And yeah, that's gonna look a little awkward there. So I still screwed up somehow. I'm not sure how. So if you figured out a better way to do that, congratulations. Okay, and then we want to, We want to do pink almost all the way down. We want to carry our white. So it's going to be just the same thing. Slip stitch into the next chain 3 and then chain 3 and then 3 double crochet, carrying your white all the way down. So I will see you here when we are ready to change colors again. Okay, so we're getting ready to change colors here. So we want to do, again, in the next chain 3 space, we want to do a slip stitch carrying our white, chain 3, and then 2 regular double crochets. And then we want to start our 3rd double crochet. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, leave these 2 loops on the hook, drop your pink, and pull your white through. And then we do we want to carry our pink? I just don't know. Let's go ahead and carry our pink through the next block. I might regret that, so let's see what happens. Like I said, I'm still fairly new at the whole changing colors in a corner to corner project. So if you are experienced at this and you're yelling at me through your screen, feel free to say so down below. And I'm gonna drop my pink at this point, and I'm gonna do this last block here. Okay, so we just finished row 10. We are getting there, folks. So this is your, you know what, let me zoom out here so you can see the full thing. Okay, so this is our corner so far. This is our right hand, where we started our right hand corner. And if you look, we are right on track with the colors and everything else. So that's great. That's really great. You can see a little bit of white through here. You know, it's gonna bleed through. I mean, bleed isn't the right word, but it's gonna show through. It's gonna happen because you have two very different colors here. Now we want to do 3 white blocks before we change colors. So let's go ahead and do that. We're gonna turn our work, and then we're gonna chain 6 just like normal. Double crochet in the 4th chain from hook. And slip stitch into the next chain 3 space, chain 3, 3 double crochet, okay, so now, see, I shouldn't have carried it through this block because I want that pink to be over on this side of this block, but it's on this side here, over here. So I'm gonna frog it again and start over. Not the whole project, just since that block. So what we should have done is slip stitched carrying the pink like we did, and then dropped it instead of carrying it through that whole block. So I'm going to speedy quick catch back up to where we were so you don't have to sit there and wait for me to finish this in real time. Okay, so now we're getting ready to change colors. So we're doing our third double crochet in this chain 3 space. I'm dropping my white, I'm picking up my pink and pulling that through those loops just like so. I like to tighten mine up just a little bit, and then we're carrying our white and doing a slip stitch into the next chain 3 space. We're chaining 3 as such until we change colors again, and let's do this really fast. All right, we're getting ready to change colors. This is our third double crochet in this space. We're gonna drop our pink, pick up our white and pull through. This time, I'm gonna try to learn from past mistakes and carry the pink over just through the slip stitch of the next chain 3 space. I'm going to drop it after we secure it there. Hopefully. I'm really hoping that that was the right thing to do. I guess we will find out. I might end up frogging everything again. Not everything, just the last few stitches. And then, all right, we have finished row, what is this now? Row 11? Oh my gosh, row 11. We are almost halfway there, guys. And the best part about the last half is that you start decreasing, which I will zoom in again to show you guys how to do that. But my favorite part is that it gets, each row gets shorter and shorter. And so you get, I don't know, it just gets faster and more exciting. And I don't know. I love corner to corner so much. All right, so this row, we want 2 white blocks here at the beginning. So we're going to chain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Wait, 1. I can count. I swear. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just like normal. 1 double crochet in the next 3 stitches. Sorry, I know. I am not good at keeping an eye on where my hands are in the camera, and so I tend to like just slip away. All right, actually that was perfect. So we don't need to tear out anything, which is great. So we're gonna do this next block. Slip stitch, chain 3, 2 normal double crochet, start your third double crochet, and then drop your white, pull your pink through, tighten it up if you so choose, and carry your white with you. Sorry, again, off camera. Oof. All right, so we'll do that. We'll do that in the pink. What are words? We'll do the rest of the pink in fast motion. I don't want this video to be too terribly long. I know not a lot of people click away after a certain amount of time, especially if they aren't following along. So I don't want to make it too long and tedious for those who are just watching just to watch. But let's go ahead and speed up the rest of the pink. All right, so we want to drop our pink, pick up our white, and pull it through. And again, we'll carry carry our pink just for the slip stitch here, and then we will go ahead and drop it. So then this last row, or the last part of this row, we want 3 blocks of white. So we'll do 3 double crochet in this chain 3 space. Slip stitch into the next one, chain 3, 3 double crochet in the same chain 3 space. And again in the next chain 3 space. Gets pretty repetitive. I am aware that maybe some of you have not done corner to corner before, and maybe you're having a hard time understanding how to keep track, that kind of thing. And I probably should have mentioned this at the beginning, but I will have the pattern to the graph that you see in the upper right hand corner. I'll have that linked down below. It's free 100%. It should create a new copy for you to edit if you want. But if you have any questions for me, I will do my best to answer those. Just put them in the comments down below. If there are questions in the comments down below and there's a reoccurring theme, I will make a video to address that instead of answering everyone individually. So let's go ahead and chain 6. And do a double crochet in the 4th chain from hook and in the next 2 chains. And this time, so this is going to be our last row before we start decreasing. And we are starting, this row is starting in the bottom left hand corner there. So we want to do 4 blocks, 4 sets of the white here. So we just did our first one. Do the same thing in the next chain 3 space. So that was slip stitch, chain 3, and then 3 double crochet in that chain 3 space. Same in the next one, slip stitch, chain 3, 3 double crochet in the same chain 3 space. I feel like if you have made it this far in the video, we're all probably going to be dreaming the same thing tonight. Slip stitch, chain 3, 3 double crochet in the same chain 3 space. It's like counting sheep, but instead we're counting stitches. Is anybody asleep yet? I hope I have not lulled you guys to sleep, but if my voice in this video is that relaxing, then I guess that's not a bad thing. Okay, so we're gonna change colors now. So this is our fourth set with the white yarn. So we did 1, 2, 3. This is our 4th. So we want to drop our white and pull our pink through. And we do, well, I do want to tighten that up here. I'm gonna try my best. Sometimes it's a little tricky. And then you want to carry your white all the way through. Now, if you're one of the ones that decided to use 2 skeins of the background color instead of carrying your yarn, you will not be carrying yarn at this point. I guess what I'm trying to say is you'll have 1 skein for, like, I would have 1 skein of white for this side and 1 skein of white for this side, so I would not have this white line in the middle here, and that's fine. There's no problem doing that. In fact, it might be easier for some, less messy, well, or more messy depending. It'll be less messy in the end. You won't see your white carried through the heart like that, like I have it. But it might be a little bit more difficult for you to keep your yarn straight, keep it from tangling as you turn your project. With only 2 skeins of yarn connected, it's a lot easier to keep it from getting twisted and tangled, at least in my experience, which I have not had much of. at the top of this row, we only have two sets of white stitches. So let's finish our pink set here. Okay, so we're gonna change colors again here in a second. So we're gonna do 2 regular, we're still carrying our white if you're one of the ones who opted into carrying your yarn, 2 double crochet of the pink, and then we start a third and we drop our pink and pick up our white. Then we finish off the row with 2 sets of white stitches. And actually, yeah, I am gonna carry my pink actually up into the slip stitch at least. Whoops. And then I'm gonna drop it. And then I'm gonna finish off my row here with the last 2 sets of white stitches. All right, and our 13th row is done. We are halfway through our square. You can't see the whole thing. I can't zoom out anymore. We're halfway there. It's not looking like a heart yet, but I promise you, I hope it will. There's always going to be doubt in the back of my mind, but you know what? It's fine. So we're going to start decreasing now, and this is going to be a little bit different than what we've been doing. So let me zoom the camera in and we will go over how to decrease. All right, so I've zoomed in quite a bit, and you can see my dry hands better than ever. So normally we would chain 6 and double crochet in the 4th chain from hook, right? Well, we want to decrease, and chaining 6 and creating those double crochets in the chain actually increases, as is obvious from our project. So instead this time we want to chain only 3, and we're not going to do a double crochet here. We are going to just go straight into the chain 3 space behind from the last row and slip stitch. And there we've decreased. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. And then we'll just do like normal. We'll chain 3 and do 3 double crochet. And then in the next row, we're gonna change color here in a second, but same thing. In this chain 3 space, slip stitch, chain 3, and 2 normal double crochet. And then start your 3rd. Keep those 2 loops on. Drop your white and pick up your pink. And then tighten it down if you so choose, and then go into actually carry your white, because we're still going to need that, and go into the next chain 3 space after you've tightened everything down, and slip stitch, and then just do what we've been doing. Slip stitch, chain 3, 3 double crochet in the same space, carrying your previous color. And then we will meet again when we are ready to change color. Okay, we are getting ready to change colors again. So you want to stop with 4 spaces left to go. So we want to stop in this 5th space from the end. Not stop, but that's where we want to drop the pink color. So let's go ahead, chain 3, and then do 2 normal double crochet, and then start our 3rd one. Drop our pink, pull the white through those 2 loops there, and then we do want to carry our pink to the slip stitch in this next space, and then we'll drop it. Okay, so slip stitch, drop the pink after it's secured, chain 3, 3 double crochet in the same space, and then again in the next space, slip stitch, chain 3, 3 double crochet in the same space, and then so you should have 2 spaces left. So this is the one we just did. You should have 2 left. Slip stitch in the next one, chain 3, 3 double crochet. Okay, and so if we were still increasing, we would do the same thing in this last space, but we are decreasing now. So we want to do slip stitch, and then we are going to turn our work and chain 3. And then we are going to go into the next chain 3 space and slip stitch there. And we have finished row 14. Now you may have noticed that the colors of my nails have changed. They're still just as messy as just a moment ago, but I did get frustrated last night. I had completely screwed up the last row for you guys, and I just gave up because it was late. It was late at night, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna go to bed, sleep on it. And then I really didn't like the way my nails looked on camera. They were very, very orange. So I ended up going grocery shopping and visited the cosmetic section and bought some hot pink nail polish and redid my nails today. So they're still messy. You know, that's something y'all will just have to deal with, but at least they're pink and not orange, okay? So let me zoom out a little bit and we will continue with row 15. Okay, so we've slip stitched into this chain 3 space. So your work should be flat here. Then we're going to chain 3, making sure I'm on the correct row. 3 double crochet in the same space. And then again, slip stitch, chain 3, 3 double crochet in the same space. And then again, and here we will switch colors at the end of this set of double crochet. So slip stitch, chain 3, 2 regular double crochet, and start your 3rd, leaving 2 loops on the hook. Drop your white, pull your pink through, and carry your white again. Slip stitch into the next chain 3 space, which should be pink. So we've got 3 sets of white here. Okay, and you should have also 3 going across the side here. So if your work doesn't look like that, it's totally fine. It took me a while to really keep things straight with corner to corner crochet, and it still sometimes confuses me, which is why I stopped recording halfway through last night. So if your work does not quite look like mine does, if you feel like you need to go back and rewatch some of this, or if you have questions, again, I know I've said this a million times, but please feel free to leave those in the comments below. I would be more than happy to chat with you guys about any questions or concerns you have regarding this technique and pattern. So we're just going to keep going with the pink, and I'm going to tell you guys, I just watched as I was doing my nails, I just watched the newest Royalty Soaps video. It was raspberry. She themed it after raspberries. I can't remember the exact name, but this color of yarn is reminding me of her soaps that I just watched her make, and it's making me feel like I need to eat some raspberries now. I did just go to the store, but I bought all kinds of fruit, but not raspberries. I bought strawberries and bananas and grapefruits and clementines. And what else? I think that's all the fruit I bought. I need to make sure I eat those strawberries. Did you guys ever buy strawberries with the intent of eating the entire carton, and you get mostly through it and then you forget that you have them, and then they get all moldy and ruined? I feel like that happens to me every single time. I buy strawberries and I'm like, I'm gonna eat all of them this time, and then they get buried in my fridge when there's like 3 left. And then they go bad, and then you're like, what's that smell every time you open the fridge? And finally you clean it out, and there they are, ruined. Just ruined. Anyway, that was a tangent. I don't know why I went on that. But yeah, this yarn color choice is reminding me of raspberries and cream, or making me think of that rather. I did have, so on the topic of soap making and cleaning out my fridge, I promise these are related. I did have a little bit of almond milk and vegetable stock that had gone bad in the back of my fridge, and there wasn't much in there, but I did end up dumping it out, and they were in these cardboard cartons. And so I saved them because you can actually use cardboard cartons for a cold process soap making, which I think I'm gonna go ahead and just save them for that. I don't have all of the tools necessary for the cold process soap making yet, but I feel like saving those cartons is either it's just gonna junk up the top of my fridge, or it's the start of gathering necessary supplies for soap making. And I would really love to make a couple bars of soap for everybody in my family for Christmas, but I gotta learn how to do it first, because obviously it's not, people on YouTube make it look really simple, but it just is not. There's a lot to it. There's a lot of exact measurements and chemical reactions that could happen if you don't do things correctly. And we're getting ready to change colors. So this is our 3rd double crochet in the pink, and this is, you should have 2 groups of white double crochet toward the end here. So we're going to drop our pink and pick up our white and pull through. Okay, I think I'm going to again carry our pink through our slip stitch here, and then drop it and do our last little group of double crochet. But I've seen Royalty Soaps make cold process soaps with all natural ingredients, like essential oils instead of fragrances and that kind of thing. So we're at the end of our row. So instead of doing another set of double crochet in here, we're going to just do one slip stitch, and we're going to turn our work. And we finished row 15. And then we are going to chain 3. We're going to chain 3 and then slip stitch into the next chain 3 space, and we're going to do one set of double crochet here. So we only need one block of white. So chain 3, 3 double crochet, while 2 regular, start our third. Leave those 2 loops on your hook as usual and pull the pink through. And we want to continue carrying our white. All the way through. So I'm going to speed up this row because I feel like this video is getting to be super long. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to do 7 groups of pink double crochet here. So I will meet you guys back when we are ready to change the colors. All right, so we are ready to change colors here. We did our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sets of pink blocks here, pink double crochet. So drop the pink, pull the white through, and then we are going to carry our pink strand just through to the slip stitch. And then we'll drop it, and then we'll do 2 groups of white double crochet. So of course, slip stitch, chain 3, 3 double crochet. Slip stitch in the next chain 3 space, chain 3, and 3 double crochet, and then in this last one, just a slip stitch, and that is it. Okay, and we have finished row 16. All right, so we are going to turn our work, and we're going to do 3 chain 3. I'm like in a weird zone right now. Slip stitch in the next chain 3 space, chain 3 and 3 double crochet. 1, 2, 3, and then again in the next chain 3 space, slip stitch, chain 3, and 2 normal double crochet, start your third double crochet, and then we will pull that pink through and carry the white. So we are going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna do 4 sets of double crochet with the pink. Okay, so carry your white, slip stitch into the next chain 3 space, which should be pink, chain 3 and 3 double crochet. So we're going to do this 4 times, and in the 4th set we're going to change back to white. So let's speed on through that. All right, we're doing our 4th group of double crochet. We'll just start it like normal, slip stitch, chain 3, 2 regular double crochet, start your 3rd, leaving 2 loops on your hook as so, and pull the white through. And I'm going to, we'll go ahead and carry the pink through to our slip stitch as per usual, and then drop it once it's secured. So go ahead and drop that and chain 3, and then we're going to do 3 sets of white double crochet. And then this is our last group, so go ahead and slip stitch, chain 3, and 3 double crochet in the same space. And then slip stitch into this last chain 3. You should not have any more after this. Slip stitch into that last chain 3 and turn your work. And we finished row 17. All right, so we want to chain 3 here. Slip stitch into the next chain 3 space. Chain 3. And then 3 double crochet in that same space. And then slip stitch into the next space, chain 3, and 3 double crochet in that same space. And I'm now seeing, because we are about to change colors, we only needed 2 groups of a white double crochet here. I should have carried the pink all the way through this last the color change here, and then up into the first slip stitch here. So instead of frogging my work all the way back to this point, which it wouldn't be that much anyway, but I'm gonna go ahead. So normally we would leave the 2 we would leave the 2 stitches on and then pull our pink through, but you see how much space there is there. I mean, it doesn't look great. So instead of doing that, I'm going to go ahead and pull my white through, and then I'm going to go into this next chain 3 space, and actually I'm going to pull my pink through the chain 3 space and then through the loop on my hook. It doesn't look as pretty as it usually does, but I'm okay with it. And then we will carry our white, but we are gonna do 5 groups of pink double crochet here. So we want to chain 3 and carry our white through to the other side here. And I will see you when we're ready to change colors again. All right, we're getting ready to change colors. So you should be on your 5th group of pink double crochet. So we did 1, 2, 3, 4. This is our 5th. So I'm going to start my 3rd double crochet in this group. And leaving both loops on the hook, I'm going to pick up my white and pull that through. I'm going to carry my pink through the slip stitch here, and then I'm going to drop the yarn for the pink. And we're only doing 1 group of white double crochet in this stitch here. And then we are going to slip stitch into the next chain 3 space, and we're going to turn our work. And we've just finished row 18, folks. Okay, so we want to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, slip stitch into the first chain 3 space, and do 3 double crochet in that same space. Oh, and then we want to change colors. So again, leaving 2 loops on the hook, we are going to pull our pink through and we're going to carry our white, but we're going to do 4 groups of pink double crochet. Before we change back to white. So chain 3, 3 double crochet in the same space, and I will meet you when we change colors. All right, we're on our last group of double crochet with the pink, so we are going to slip stitch, still carrying our white, chain 3 and 3 double crochet in that same space. We'll start our 3rd double crochet as usual, leaving the last 2 loops on the hook. We're going to drop our pink and then we're going to pull the white through. I think I'm going to go ahead and carry the pink through this space. I just have a feeling that that's what I need to do. So I am going to carry it and continue crocheting it into this space here. All right, now I'm going to drop it and I'm going to go into the next space, I think. No. Nope, I'm going to carry it into the next space with the slip stitch, crochet 3. Now I'm going to drop it. Can't make up my mind today. We'll see how this plays out. Maybe you'll do it differently because you know what you're actually doing. Maybe you're experienced at this stuff, but in the last chain 3 space, we're going to just do a slip stitch and then we're going to turn our work. And I think I did good actually. So we finished row 19. We're going to do just 1 double crochet group with the white up here. So chain 3 and then slip stitch into the next chain 3 space, chain 3, and then 3 double crochet into the same space, and then we will change color. So start that 3rd double crochet, leave 2 loops on your hook as so, and pull your pink through. Yes, so we did good carrying the pink through this time. Hopefully I didn't confuse anybody too much with that last row. And then we'll be doing another set of 4 groups of pink double crochet, and we'll be carrying our white through again. So slip stitch, chain 3, 3 double crochet, and this will be, of course, this is February's themed square for the blanket we'll be putting together at the end of the year. I hope you all are enjoying these crochet-alongs. I know they're longer videos, and the reason I speed up parts of them is because it's repetitive, and if I didn't speed up those parts, these videos would be like 2 hours long. So I mean, that's the beauty of YouTube, though, is that even though it's sped up, you can always pause until you catch up. Or maybe you're crocheting faster than me. I don't know. But the rest of the month, there's not that much longer left, but next week I will just be doing a speed crochet video. I'll be uploading a speed crochet video of a project I'm working on. Some of those videos I've put together are older, so the angle and the lighting isn't quite as good. I definitely do not have painted nails in those videos. So bear with me on those. But I just figured since I have the videos, they were longer streams. So these streams were like, some of them were, 2-3 hours. Some of them were 5-6 hours. So I figured since I have those videos on hand, I might as well speed them up so you guys can kind of see the progress on some of the projects that I'm making on some of the projects. So we're about to change colors again. So we have our 2 loops on our hook. We're gonna pull the white yarn through. I'm gonna go ahead and carry the pink yarn just through the slip stitch here. And we are going to finish out this row. I'm not sure if I'm going to do a voiceover for the speed videos. Oh, we're at the end of our row. So in this last chain 3 space, slip stitch and turn your work. And we have finished row 20. All right, we're on the last row that we have to be carrying our yarn. So if you've made it this far, congratulations, you are quite the trooper. So chain 3. Go into the next chain 3 space, slip stitch, chain 3, and 3 double crochet in that same space. I also bought from Wool Makes. I mentioned Brittany over at Wool Makes in a previous video. Oh, we need to change colors here, so make sure to leave those 2 loops on your hook and pull your pink yarn through and carry. We still need to carry the white, but this is the last row that we have to do that. So we're going to do 3 groups of pink double crochet here. I mentioned Brittany over at Wool Makes in a previous video. I did buy a couple of her crochet patterns. I'm really excited to try them. I'm not going to link them down below yet because I think what I'm going to do is I will record myself making the items from the patterns, but it's not going to be a crochet along because obviously it's a paid for pattern and I don't want to be giving that out for free. But I think I'm going to do a sped up video of those, and obviously I'll cut out some every other row or something so that it's not giving away the pattern. But I just want to, I want to promote fellow YouTubers, especially the smaller ones like me. Well, she's bigger than I am, but we're all in this together. So, and she's really sweet. So I just thought, I'm going to buy a couple of her patterns and maybe I can, we can help each other. She's giving me content to record and I'll be sending people her way to buy those patterns if they like what comes out of them. Obviously there are pictures. They're all for sale on Etsy. If you want that information, they're in a previous video, in a previous video's description. So feel free to view the January snowflake square. Feel free to go find that video and find her stuff in the description of that. So we are changing colors. I totally have not been paying attention. Leave 2 loops on your hook and pull the white through, and then I am going to secure the pink. I'm going to carry that over with the slip stitch, and then I'm going to go ahead and drop it, and we do not need the pink anymore, I don't think. I think we're done with it. It looks a little bit off, but I'm looking at it from an angle, so I don't know. We'll have to see what it looks like when it's done. So 3 double crochet in the space, and then slip stitch into the next chain 3 space and turn your work. And if you so choose, you can cut off if you don't think you're going to go back and redo any of your pattern, any of your square here. You can go ahead and cut the pink so that it's not connected to your square anymore and you're not having to worry about tangles and all that kind of stuff. Just make sure you leave a long enough tail that you can tuck that later. So we have finished row 21 and we've only got 4 rows left and they're all white. So chain 3, slip stitch into the next chain 3 space, chain 3, 3 double crochet, and we'll do that 3 more times. And again, the graph for this square is absolutely 100% free. It's just something that I whipped up real quick for this video. So I will link that down below. You guys can find it on Stitch Fiddle. It's basically a pattern making website for not just for corner to corner, but that's how I found it. So I could create a corner to corner pattern, Grafgan pattern for an American flag for my in-laws, because I wanted to make that for them for Christmas. I did make it for Christmas. It was so much fun. I loved making that blanket. It got to be really, really big though. So I tried streaming it on my other channel before I decided to make a separate channel for crochet. I did stream it to my other channel, and it got so big that I could not sit at the camera any longer and with it because it was just too heavy. All right, so we finished row 22. Now we need to do row 23. So chain 3 and slip stitch into the next chain 3 space, and chain 3 and 3 double crochet in the same stitch, and then we'll do that 2 more times. But it was a twin size blanket, which doesn't seem that big, but when you're crocheting this like this, and it's acrylic yarn, and you just don't realize how huge that project gets and how heavy it is. It's really heavy. It's a good wintertime blanket for sure. It's not super fuzzy or anything, it's just weighty. So it's a good pattern though. I really enjoyed it. I want to try to figure out how to make it smaller, like lap size or maybe couch size, so that, because I spent probably close to $100 in yarn, and that was even, oops, I'm losing track of what I'm doing again. So we finished row 23, but that was even with using coupons and everything. So it was not a cheap blanket to make. So I would like to create a pattern for a smaller version of it that maybe isn't quite as expensive to make, because I did have people interested in buying that twin size American flag blanket until they realized how much it costs. And when I told them materials alone cost $100 plus a month's worth of my dedicated time would be minimum $150, likely $200, they weren't interested anymore. So it's not a cheap thing to make, but you know, it's just one of those things. If you want quality handmade products from people who don't have the resources or can't buy stuff wholesale, you know, materials wholesale, then I don't know, move along. Go get something cheap from Walmart that'll fall apart in 5 years or less. Anyway, that's my rant for the day. It's just, I understand people have budgets, but if you're looking for something handmade, expect to pay more. So we just finished our square. I hope you guys were following along okay, because I got off on a tangent and I did not realize how far we got. Like I said, the last half of any corner to corner project goes a lot faster because you're decreasing. Again, be sure to leave a tail long enough that you can tie it in. But here is our square. It's a little, my tension was a little bit off, but yeah, here's our heart, and I'll show you guys the first one I made. So the first one I made was way off center, way off center, and it hit the bottom and the sides, and then it left like this huge space up above the heart. So I liked the pattern for it. I just didn't like how it was off center, and I did this without a graph or anything. I just did it like off the top of my head. So here is our heart square. It should fit the, where did I put, oh, here it is. It should fit the, with the snowflake square. So it looks bigger, but it should have the same number of stitches, which is what really counts. So here we have our January square. And then we have our February square. Our February square just lays flatter, which is why it looks bigger. So I hope you all enjoyed this crochet along, and I hope to see you for our crochet along in March. I hope to see you sooner than that because we'll have a couple more videos come out before then. I'll try to do a couple things themed for March. I'm thinking green because of St. Patrick's Day. If you have any other ideas for something March themed, let me know. But what I think of in March is St. Patrick's Day. So we'll probably have a St. Patrick's Day themed square, 4-leaf clover, rainbow with a pot of gold. I don't know. That seems really complicated. I don't know. We'll see. But leave your thoughts down below. And that's about it. So don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell if you would like to come back for our next crochet along. And leave a comment down below. Hit the thumbs up on this video. It helps me out so much. If you enjoyed your time, I mean, if you're still here, I'm assuming you enjoyed the video. So hit that thumbs up if you can. And that's all I've got for you. So until next time, guys, happy crocheting. Bye.